Today, I'm gonna show you step by step how to sketch complex round objects in 3D using the iconic Werner Panton Flowerpot lamp as our product example. Because let's be honest, getting the perspective right on spheres and cylinders is pretty tough. Back in uni, I spent hours searching for the best tutorial that would help me getting better at sketching those. It wasn't until I forced myself through 2 back-to-back 100-day sketching challenges and eventually designed products for brands like Procter & Gamble and Breville. With that, I finally built my confidence and figured out a system that actually works for me to improve my skill set. But there's one specific technique I still use that instantly makes round objects pop off the page and look more realistic. And if you stick around, I'm going to show you to apply it on your own projects. So let's get started. Today, we're going to sketch one of my favorite lamps, the Flowerpot lamp, designed by Werner Panton. It's got some beautiful curves and proportions, and it's a great example of how to apply ellipses in a real product sketch. We're going to start by sketching a small version of the lamp in the top right corner of the page. You don't have to do this, but I find it super helpful. It gives me a quick reference for how the parts fit together in 3D. Before jumping into the full sketch, it's always smart to break the product into separate parts. It makes the whole thing feel way more manageable. Like assembling Lego bricks instead of sculpting from thin air. We begin as always with a vertical mirror line down the center. Since the base is pretty small, we go about 1 thumb to the left and 1 to the right. And from those endpoints, draw 2 vertical lines up. The base is a half circle, so we also go 1 thumb up from the bottom to sketch a horizontal line. That gives us the boundary for the base. Next, eyeball about 4 thumbs up from there. That's where the bulb of the lamp sits, and mark another horizontal line. Since the bulb section is also a half circle, we're going to go 1 more thumb up from that line and draw a wider horizontal guideline. This one needs to be a bit longer since it's part of the lamp shape, so extend it by about a thumb on both sides and draw 2 more vertical lines up from there. Now we're almost at the top. Time for the lampshade. Since this is another half circle, but a much bigger one, we're going to go up 2 more thumbs and draw another horizontal line. After connecting all these vertical and horizontal lines, you should have a great underlying structure for the Flowerpot lamp. Now, if you glance at the little sketch in the corner, you see how it all comes together. The lampshade sits on top of 2 squares. The light bulb fits into next 2 smaller squares, and the base sits in the bottom 2. The lampshade is just a half circle, but there's a trick. If you draw a full circle using a bigger square, it makes it easier to pull out a clean top half. Just draw the full circle softly and use only the top part in the end. You can do the same with the bulb. Once we've sketched all the half circles and shapes, it's time to add ellipses to give everything a sense of depth. I start at the bottom, and to make the perspective a little more dynamic, I sketch the ellipse at the base a bit wider and make the one at the top narrower. That subtle change makes it feel like we're looking slightly down at the object, which adds a lot of interest and more dynamic. After that, we finish all the smaller elements, like the little sphere on top of the lamp and the arm holding the lampshade. Those details help complete the form. To wrap things up, we go in with some line weight, just like we practiced earlier. And that's it. We have sketched the iconic Flowerpot lamp in a clean and slightly elevated perspective. One last tip, the greater the difference in your ellipse width, like between top and bottom, the more stretched your perspective feels. That can be really cool and dramatic, but if you overdo it, it starts looking weird and less believable. So find the sweet spot. I hope you learned something new about sketching with ellipses today, and just remember, Even if a product looks complex at first glance, you can always break it down into simple parts and sketch it one step at a time. If you found this sketching tutorial helpful and want to dive deeper into the exact techniques I use every day, I've put together a complete Design Sketch Bootcamp, where I teach you how to create a sketching habit and improve your skills day by day. If that sounds interesting for you, check the links in my bio and I'll see you inside the bootcamp. Cheers!